Hey everyone, I hope you had a great day. Today we are looking at some new malicious compliance stories. Let me know what you think about them. The first story is called "A Woman Can't Own a Store Like This." My wife and I opened a store together that she ran. I was just a technical contact for most things. She was listed as owner, I was listed as manager. A customer comes in and starts asking the wife questions. Apparently, he doesn't like the answers he was getting, because girls don't know nothing and demands to speak to the manager. My wife mentions that I won't be in for an hour and he was free to wait or come back and speak to the manager. He decided to come back, but that just meant he sat in his car for an hour until I got there. I finally showed up and the guy follows me in, asking this off-the-wall question, and I stopped and thought about it. Then I said, "I don't know, let me ask my wife." He said, "I already asked your employee and she doesn't know what she's talking about, so I asked for the manager." I see that's not getting me anywhere either. I want to speak to the owner now. I turned around to the wife and said, "He wants to talk to you again, apparently." The customer then said, "A woman can't own a store like this." So I handed him her business card that said owner and said if he'd like to look it up on the business registry, he could. My wife, being the absolute saint she is, even helped the guy after he calmed down a bit. The next story is called "Just because you doubt something is going to happen doesn't mean it can't." I used to work in a pawn shop as both a sales associate and a pawnbroker. When I was a sales associate, I sold a lot of jewelry. I often had to tell people that we couldn't hold items because someone might come in and want it and have the money right there, and we had a layaway program. So unless you put some money down, 20%, holding it wasn't an option. So one day this man comes in and is looking for a very specific type of ring. Diamond Chanel set anniversary ring set in white gold, size 5. The pawn shop I worked at had a vast collection of these types of things in many sizes and with many different carat weights. He needed a specific size and a specific carat weight, and he was very much in luck because we happened to have it. Most pawn shops are you get what you see and you can see what you get. Basically, we don't have inventory or stock of any specific item and our jewelers are for sizing and tipping purposes only. So I show him my ring that I have in the case. "Here you go. Exactly the size you need and just over the carat weight." The man puts out a loupe and looks at the diamonds. Okay, they are not as clean as I normally like them. Yeah, I understand, but the price is only $350 and at a regular jewelry store this would easily run around $1,500. So while the clarity isn't as nice, it's still a really good deal, and I don't know if you'll find another this size with the same carat weight. The man sighs. Okay. Well, I know your sister store also has some rings, right? Do you think they might have a better one with better quality? At this time, there's a woman looking at rings and clearly listening to our conversation, but I'm positive he hasn't noticed her. She sees the ring in my hand and I see her eyebrow go up. I'm not sure, but they are a smaller store, so the inventory is smaller. If they do have one, there isn't a guarantee the ring will be the correct size or the same carat weight. Okay, well, can you hold the ring for me? I want to go see their inventory. I'm sorry, we can't. Company policy is that all items held must be put on layaway for holding. If someone wants to buy an item and it isn't in layaway, we don't want to stop them. Well, I'm gonna hold off and go check that store. If someone comes in and sees this specific ring, yeah, go ahead and sell it, but I doubt that's gonna happen. He walked away with a kind of a smug look on his face. Just as he left, the woman who was listening to our conversation walks up. "Can I see that ring he didn't want?" I hand it over to her. She slips it on her finger and smiles. I take it. She didn't even hesitate. She straight up bought this ring after wearing it for 5 seconds. During ring out, I asked her why, and she said she had been searching for a Chanel set ring for a few years at the pawn shops. But none had caught her eyes like that one, and it was her size, which can be hard to find. I told her to have a nice day and cleaned it before she left. 45 minutes later, the man walked back in. Okay, they didn't have anything, so I guess I'll take that one I was looking at. I'm sorry, sir, but just after you left, a woman came up, tried on the ring, and bought it. I don't have any more in the carat weight you're looking for. I have some in higher carat weights if you're interested. Are you serious? You knew I'd probably be back. Why did you sell it? Well, you did say I should if someone came in and saw it. Just because you doubt something is going to happen doesn't mean it can't. I hope you enjoyed today's video so far. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to press the like button, it really helps. And now, on to the last story. The last story is called Too Nice? This happened about a year ago. I was working at a small cafe that, despite being part of a chain, was a rather homely place. It had many regular customers that all had their regular times, regular dishes and regular conversation topics. Within a week of working there, I knew them all by name. I'm proud to say that I was a great waitress. I was efficient, I was kind, and I managed well even when the place was brimming with people. I was always nice and polite, and when there was time, I loved chatting and laughing with my customers more than anything. Even when there was stress, I always made sure to throw in a nice remark before moving on to my next table. Now, this all sounds like a brag, but I just legitimately really loved my job and the people that were in it. Well, my boss never really liked me from the start, and apparently he was having none of it. One day, he sat me down for a conversation. I immediately freaked out, thinking he was gonna fire me or something, which was rather confusing since we both knew I was one of his best waitresses. He calmed me down and said he just wanted to make a few remarks about my work routine. Apparently, I was being too nice to customers. You see, my boss said that I was making customers uncomfortable by being too friendly. As a very shy person in my nature, it was a real surprise. I'm very cautious around people and always back off when people seem to want their space or don't feel like chatting. I hate the thought of being too pushy or unpleasant. He also said that me chatting with customers was taking up too much time, in which I could be doing other things like polishing cutlery or piling up glasses. Honestly, this one I can understand a bit better from his point of view as an employer, but I still disagree with it. Being nice is part of my job, just as much as cleaning spoons. It's a part of the experience people pay for. Anyway, cue malicious compliance. Me, being the salty little prick that I was, decided to make his remarks my new motto. I stopped chatting with customers or addressing the chatty regulars in conversations. I barely talked, barely laughed, barely smiled. My entire interaction with customers was nothing more than the mere minimum that was necessary. I was like a freaking machine. And boy, did that backfire at my boss. Before all of this, I was one of the highest tipped waitresses. The average in my country is around 10%, and I got 15% regularly. Most other staff weren't doing as well, since they were kind of meh people all around. That's why we really felt the blow when the average tip percentage in the shifts I was part of fell from 12.5% or so to 9%. That was an insane drop. And not only that, but the regulars started asking me what's wrong. I didn't feel like lying to cover up for my boss, so I just said it like it is. My boss says chatting with you is a waste of time. I'm really sorry, but I can't stick around since I really need this job. Oh boy. One of the regulars, a lovely old lady that I actually grew really attached to, came over and told him he was a prick. That he didn't know a good waitress if she spat him in the face, and that he's clipping the wings off the youth. She wasn't the only one complaining about this, but she was the loudest one about it, and I adore her to this day. After that, I realized the place really wasn't for me and moved to another cafe nearby. I wasn't there long. It closed down when the pandemic hit, but I swear to God the boss there appreciated me for what I'm worth. And I never regretted moving there, even for a second. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. And if you want to see more videos, don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day and stay safe. Bye bye.